middle of the month of August. My name is Bonny Tunya and this is KTN NEWSDESK. On this particular bulletin, there is going to be a by-election for Kibwezi East that has been confirmed by a court sitting in Machakos. Details coming on in this bulletin. Welcome to the program. Now, the High Court has nullified the election of Kibwezi East parliamentarian Patrick Musimba, ordering for a by-election in the constituency. High Court Judge David Majanja, sitting in Machakos, ruled to have the mini-poll as opposed to declaring the petitioner, in this case Kalembe Ndile, as winner. The vote recount conducted during the petition proceedings indicated Kalembe had won the seat, garnering 16,891 votes, ahead of Musimba's 16,773 votes. Now, in the March 4th election, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission had declared Musimba winner with 17,196 votes against Kalembe's 16,976. Kalembe, through his lawyers, though his lawyers were opposed to a by-election and sought to the court to declare him the Kibwezi East MP. Nonetheless, Musimba becomes the second parliamentarian to lose his seat after Wiper candidate in Matungulu constituency lost his petition.
He has not eaten. He was under pressure as if I was supposed to buy food. Nilikuwa hapa. So hiyo yote ilisema hapo. Na hiyo yote hakusema chochote hiyo. Kwa hivyo tunasubiri. Na sisi unajua kwa sababu koti ishamaliza kazi yake, sisi pia tuna uhuru wa kucriticize mali tunaona imeenda kombo. Kwa maoni yangu hii judgment kulingana na matarajio yetu haikuwa hii. Haina haja tena kurudi tena tuende kule kwa uchaguzi, tulete kotini, tumwage, nishinde, alafu tena tuambiwe turudi tena. Tutarudi tena na turudi hapa tena. Wakiiba tena ni kurudi hapa. Tuje tumwage tena. Tukimwaga tena, nishinde tena. Alafu tena turudishe tena kule. Tutafanya hivyo miaka mitano.
We remain with election matters, and how Esther Murungi remains Member of Parliament for Nyeri Town after a petition filed against her was thrown out this morning at the Nyeri High Court. Justice Jairus Nga dismissed the case on grounds that the petitioner's lawyer did not have a practicing certificate. Now, the petitioner Wilson Nginga had hired Douglas Ombogi as his lawyer, but Justice Nga ruled that Ombogi had not renewed his practicing certificate by the time of representing Nginga. The petitioner has been ordered to meet the cost of the suit, which amounts to 1 million shillings. Esther Murugi, who was present during the ruling, celebrated with the supporters, saying that she has nothing more to fear and will continue serving the people of Nyeri Town constituency.
Held 1. It was drawn and filed in April 2013. The petitioner's counsel
and we are happy that justice has been done by upholding the rule of law and the spirit of the law.
Now we can work seriously without fear, without doubt. Ati kiti ni yangu. Hakuna mwingine tunashare na yeye. Ni yangu.
Liters of chang'aa were impounded in Thuguma area in Nyeri in a raid carried out by administration police officers. Chiefs and Deputy County Commissioner John Marete. Now, the officers poured the brew and destroyed more than 50 20-litre jerrycans in the afternoon raid. The suspected brewers, who had been brewing the chang'aa along the banks of River Chania, are said to have disappeared as soon as they got wind of the raid. While speaking to the press, Marete said the suspect, who is allegedly notorious in brewing chang'aa, had been arrested a few months ago.
Tuta intensify the crackdown mpaka tuhakikishe wananchi wetu wa Nyeri hawataathiriwa na hii pombe haramu, na vile vile wananchi wenyewe watarundi kwa kazi ambazo zinasaidia jamii. Kati ya zile shinda ambazo tuko nazo kwa jamii, defilement ya watoto, wizi, na wengine hata tunasikia visa ambavyo hatujazoea, wanaume kutembea na ng'ombe, kuku hapa Nyeri. Au wote ni watu ambao shughuli zao zinatoka kwa ulevi.
Remain in central Kenya, and residents of Murang'a South District are living in fear after an explosive device was discovered in a farm by a student. Now, the device was discovered Monday by James Mongai, who was cultivating his land. The device, which is believed to have been left behind by colonialists, has raised concern among the residents who fear it might explode any time. Calls by community through the government to have the device detonated have been futile. Residents are now calling on the government to move swiftly and detonate the bomb.
Nilipokuwa nikilima hapa shambani, niliona chuma tu chini ya mchanga. Vile tu nilitoa kuiangalia, nikaona inaweza kuwa explosive device. Nikaita jirani yangu hapa, akakuja akanisaidia kumpigia chifu. Chifu akakuja, na sasa kufikia sasa haijachukuliwa, bado iko hapa chini.
Nilikuja nikaona hiyo kitu, niliogopa sana, nikashukuru Mungu kwa sababu nilifikiria vile ingekuwako ikiwa hii mtoto wangu alipiga ilipuke.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has responded to the IEBC CEO James Oswago's suit, saying they were acting upon recommendations of the Director of Public Prosecution, Keriako Tobiko, to investigate him. The EACC says these were the orders issued by the Supreme Court recommending that the DPP should commence investigations on the March 4th general elections. The case will be mentioned on the 27th. Elsewhere, High Court Judge Lady Justice Lydia Achode has granted anticipatory bail to lawyer Kathy Kilonzo. This means Kathy will not be arrested just yet for at least 2 weeks while the DPP Keriako Tobiko peruses the file before him given by the CID. The DPP, through lawyer Jacob Ondati, also undertook not to give the police any instructions to arrest Kathy, and if they did so, she would not be held in custody. Kathy moved to court seeking to stop the DPP and the IG from arresting her.
That we brought the orders we were looking for in terms of securing the non-arrest of Counsel Diana Kilonzo, Kathy Kilonzo, until such time as the court will have advised otherwise after 14 days from now.
Next we stop in Nakuru, where the fencing of the Eburu forest, that is in Nakuru County, which began this year, will be complete in the next 18 months. The 50-kilometer electric fence around the forest is expected to reduce human-wildlife conflict and help protect the forest, which has been degraded over the years. Yesterday, Safaricom staff and officers from the Kenya Defence Forest took part in tree planting and fencing the forest. Right, from Nakuru, we are heading back to central Kenya, where the controversy over the renovation works at the Nyeri Governor's quarters office has seemingly split the local county assembly, with some county representatives disowning the assembly's public investment and accounts committee. The committee had also called a press conference last week, accusing the governor's office of paying out 61.5 million shillings for the supposed renovation before the actual work had even begun. Now, the governor's office, in a swift rejoinder, claims that no money had been paid out and that the payment vouchers had only been prepared in advance to secure funds before the end of the financial year that ended on June the 30th.
The issue that is here and why we have come to the press is not that we are very much press happy. It's only that we want also to go the same way that they went. because the public of Nyeri County may be informed when procedures are not followed. This is not an issue that should have even come to you in the first place, because there is a way of following that thing. It is the implementation committee to look into it, go and investigate from the executive, then bring it to the House, we discuss it, and we see the way forward for that. Anyway, we are politicians, and these are politicians in the assembly. And our work is to have an oversight role, which we are not forgetting, over the executive. That oversight role is not going to be played in the media, at the gallery. It is going to be paid and played in the House.
This money we had budgeted, and this money we had allocated. The money was provided by the Transition Authority. So the expenditure or the contract was quite in order, and we should clarify that the county was actually to use the money by the end of the financial year. So that's why we had to commit that fund to those projects. We do also confirm that due diligence procedures have been followed in the procurement process as outlined in Public Procurement and Disposal Act 2005.
Uasin Gishu County residents will soon be involved in weekly cleanup exercises in Eldoret town. Governor Jackson Mandago says his county government will come up with a law to compel residents to clean their environment and participate in weekly cleanup exercises. The governor was speaking when he joined Eldoret judiciary staff in cleaning the Eldoret main market, where he insisted that those littering the environment will be punished. He promised that the county government will purchase more cleaning equipment so as to make the exercise sustainable and also ease garbage collection in the busy town.
We are going to have one weekend every month. It will be a town estate home cleaning day. And we want to institutionalize that so that even where you live, you become responsible for coordinating that estate as residents of that estate to ensure it is clean. You cannot leave it to county government or to institutions to come and clean. Sometimes I even get surprised. Wewe unaishi kwako, the other fence of the side, compound umefeka mzuri. Outside your compound is a bush. Na unasema unangojea county government. Wewe unangoja nikuje nikufyeka outside your compound. Those must be serious.
Do now, the fencing of the Eburu forest in Nakuru, which began in March this year, will be complete in the next 18 months. The 50-kilometer electric fence around the forest is expected to reduce human-wildlife conflict and help protect the forest, which has been degraded over the years. Now, yesterday, Safaricom staff and officers from the Kenya Defence Forest took part in a tree planting and fencing of the forest.
The Eburu Forest in Nakuru County is home to the rare mountain bongo. In fact, the forest hosts a third of the world's mountain bongo population. But the shy mountain bongo and its home here at Eburu have over the years come under increased threat. The forest is facing degradation from charcoal burners and illegal loggers.
The forest has been degraded by people coming in to cut down the trees for charcoal. That really leaves a major problem with water.
To help protect the forest, the M-Pesa Foundation and the Rhino Arc launched a project in March this year to fence the forest.
The purpose of the fence is to help Kenya Forest Service in managing the forest resources within Eburu Forest, as well as to protect the communities from the wildlife currently in the forest, in particular the buffaloes.
The 50-kilometer electric fence around the forest will cost 150 million shillings. The M-Pesa Foundation has donated 130 million shillings and the government has contributed 20 million shillings towards the project.
Total length of the fence is 50 kilometers, and that will actually take about 18 months to complete.
But even with the money at hand, the poor infrastructure around the area has slowed down the project.
It has been very difficult to transport and the team and the equipment from one place to the other place. In days, we needed 2 to 3 hours to reach the place where the fence was being built, and another 2 to 3 hours to get the team back home in the evening. So as such, there's not so many daylight hours.
On Wednesday, Safaricom's staff and officers from the Kenya Defence Forces helped in the fencing and tree plantation exercise. Over 5,000 poles will be used to fence the forest. The fencing is expected to improve water access for residents who live around the forest and to reduce human-wildlife conflict. Najma Ismail, KTN.
Let's talk business. Airtel Kenya has initiated a new round of price wars with a new offer that makes calls at 2 shillings across all networks. Riding on its Airtel Money platform, subscribers will enjoy the new low rates once they transact any amount above 100 shillings. The offer will be valid for 7 days, upon which time a subscriber could renew by transacting against this, as comes the mobile operators struggle to make as much money from the voice traffic, and the move to lower rates is one of the tools to lure new customers. The Kenya Ports Authority has appointed Lucy Mbugo as its acting managing director as the authority searches for a substantive head. This follows the expiry of Stephen Gishuki's contract back in April. The government was expected to extend his contract to October, but has insisted to replace him altogether. Mbugo, who is the head of marketing, steps into the big job at the critical time as KAA works around the clock to bring normalcy back to the JKIA airport following the last week's inferno. Delay is making a substantive appointment and could negatively impact the implementation of the Greenfield Airport project. Already caught up in anti-corruption investigations, now the authority is also working frantically to complete the construction of JKIA's Unit 4 to be used while the repairs are made on arrival terminals. Also, reports are coming that the details to these particular deals will be coming in subsequent bulletins. Right, very quickly, let's shift gears to sports, where the 14th IAAF World Championship in Moscow, Russia, saw Kenyans qualify for the semi-finals of the 800-meter race. Also in action was Kenyan YouTube athlete, that is Julius Yego, who hopes to impress after qualifying to the next stage with 80.88 meters throw. Former Chelsea Football Club manager Roberto Di Matteo believes Victor Wanyama's move to the English Premier League, a first for any Kenyan player, will open the floodgates for other local-based players. However, the Italian winner of the UEFA Champions League feels that he has to continue to prove his worth with Southampton, as he did with the Celtic. The coach is in the country as a Guinness ambassador and launched the Guinness Football Manager as a fantasy football league played on mobile phones and computers. Di Matteo wants to make some time off football before returning back to the Degut. He believes Victor Wanyama's potential shows that the country has a lot of football potential but needs a bit of nurturing. Roberto Di Matteo, a 43-year-old former Italy international, guided Chelsea to winning their first UEFA Champions League trophy in 2012 after beating Bayern Munich at their own Allianz Arena on the 19th of May 2012. He guided Chelsea to the FA Cup too.
Give them a chance at forming their dream teams by coming up with what they think are the best team formations. In addition, they will develop tactics and strategies to form the strongest teams.
There's a lot of potential in this country, serious potential. If you see what's happening with our local Premier League, it is quite exciting. We have very many players in this country who are looking forward to joining the English Premier League.
Victor Wanyama has a big responsibility as well. I gave back to him because I've seen this kind of development experience before. I think he has a big responsibility in terms of raising the exposure for his country.
Well, I don't need to remind you that the website is www.standardmedia.co.ke, but here is how we finish very quickly. Coconuts kill more people in the world than sharks do. Approximately 150 people are killed each year when coconuts drop on their heads. My name is Bonny Tunya. Good afternoon.